The Balsz School District is very pleased and fortunate to have a partnership with Educare Arizona. The Educare site is on one of the Balsz campuses, and through our partnership, so many of our students benefit from a high-quality early childhood experience right here at Educare.
To really improve a community, healthcare and education have to work hand in hand. Childhood obesity is one of the problems that is most rapidly growing and affects us more now than ever. And so education, whether it's how to eat healthy, whether it's portion size, whether it's the types of foods that need to be eaten, and how that affects long-term outcomes, again, health and well-being, are critical.
The Balsz Promise neighborhood is comprised of a very high-need, disadvantaged population. Over 90% of our students receive free and reduced lunch. 70% of our students are Hispanic. 50% are learning English as a second language. We have a homeless shelter in our area and a significant portion of refugees from other countries.
I would really, really urge and encourage other philanthropic partners to be a part of Educare. For every dollar invested in Educare, there's a $7 payoff. It will save taxpayers dollars just to see the community growing and thriving and being part of the workforce in Arizona. That's really, really important.
Children who go through the Educare school come out prepared they're up to speed with their counterparts in every other walk of life.
We're standing at the Gus Pearson Natural Area, which is on the Fort Valley Experimental Forest. This is a really important site because we have research that's been ongoing here since 1995 that examines different restoration approaches and how forests can be restored in order to make them fireproof.
The problem in northern Arizona has been about 100 years of fire exclusion has actually made more trees per acre out here than what the natural range of variability for ponderosa pine forest are.
And essentially what has happened is those forests now are unhealthy from the perspective of there's just too much wood. There's too much understory. And with that understory creates a fuel load that's such that you just can't get a handle on a fire.
Leadership has been so important in making large projects like this move forward. And one of the things that's really advanced projects like the Forest Restoration Initiative is field trips, getting people out in the woods and showing them what the consequences are of inaction or of taking science-informed, kind of best available science action on the land.
The original intent of when those forests were created in the late 1800s was to protect the water supply. And the Salt River Project has a 13,000 square mile watershed that encompasses a large part of central Arizona. What is unique and significant about this collaborative are the wide variety of interests that are participating in the Forest Restoration Initiative. You have the environmental groups, you have forest products industry, you have the scientists and the experts, and then you have the federal government and the Forest Service all working together to develop what these thinning projects will look like. SRP began as a water company, and that's really the heritage of the Salt River Project, is its water heritage and its water background. Without that water, you wouldn't see the economic development that occurred here in the valley.
The Yuma's wetlands is so important to families and in the Yuma region, including the tribal membership, because it first and foremost focused on reestablishing our connection to the water.
The Yuma crossing area was, at one point, was a garbage dump. They had drug labs. It was a place where you didn't go. And the city, a long time back, decided that they needed to look at reclaiming the river and giving the river back to the community. So as we departed on this, we looked at what could be done along the river.
Beyond the environmental component, the parks and trails would create a situation where people could enjoy the river again, but also would attract private investment. I am certain that we would have never gotten the Hilton Garden Inn and Conference Center had we not had this massive investment